Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bitch and Brainstorm podcast. I'm your host, Elaine the Brain Terso, and I'm here with my friend, Kim Luker, who is one of our panelists for the Elevate Your Online Presence Business Summit. Now, Kim is a part of what I like to call the Get You Done panel, okay, where we're going to be talking about all things productivity and habits. And this will be on April 20th at 9:25 a.m. Pacific time. This is the largest panel we have. You are not going to want to miss this conversation. So before we get into the meat and the potatoes, Miss Kim, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Kim. I'm a homeschool mom to an only daughter and a blogger and a digital product creator. And we live here in the Pacific Northwest where it's snowing behind me right now in mid-April. And I love all things productivity, and I bring my background as a longtime administrator and office manager. I had to find a way to make those skills work for me, working at home as a mom with constant interruptions, with all the life happenings when you're a homeschooler. My husband also works from home. So it's not the same as being in an office environment, right? Trying to be a solopreneur, run things from home. So I created a course, and I love to help people find the magic that works for them, that allows them to sit down and get straight to work with whatever hours they have in the day, whether it's an hour a day, whether it's 2 hours a day, whether it's little chunks of stolen 15 minutes where they can get some work done. Finding your way to be able to sit down and work without losing time. That's what I'm about.
Yeah. So I can imagine, when I hear people say homeschool, right? I just get images in my head and I'm like,
Yes.
oh my God, right? I know that's not, you are the opposite of the image that we may get in our head about homeschooling, right? So how have you figured out a way to do all of that with Becca and keep up with all of the business stuff that you want to do? Like how do you juggle that?
Well, this is what's unique for each person, right?
Yeah.
So I have a kid who is a night owl and a late sleeper. So a lot of my productive time, I get up at 6:30 every day. I'm in my chair by 7, and between 7 and 11 or noon is when I get stuff done for my business. And then we homeschool in the afternoon. And then sometimes I have a little bit more time in the evening. Sometimes I'm totally drained by the day and done. So for me, that's how it works out for my schedule. Some people have early bird kids who are homeschoolers, who are up at the crack of dawn. They get the homeschooling done and then find their time to work their business later. So that's part of what I work through in my course, is doing like a time audit, so you understand where your time is going and where your energy is. I'm a morning person, so it kind of works out pretty well that my daughter's a night owl. Might be a little more challenging if it was different, but you have to work and find your particular way it works for you, right? Because everybody's different. But for me, it's mornings.
So what's the first thing you tackle when you sit down, like being productive? Like, okay, are you like super focused? Do you use a timer method? Like, what is your strategy that you use to tackle and get shit done, girl?
Well, I have a combination of things. I do weekly brain dumps so that I'm always on top of what's coming next. I use time blocking. So I'm a very visual person. I actually have time blocks on sticky notes. So I kind of arrange them on my desk in front of me, so I know each day what I have to work on. And then I do have an online Google Calendar that tracks everything. So your summit is coming up, and I know that the summit is coming up, and I put markers weeks ahead of time to say work on this content or work on this project or whatever, so that and Sunday evenings are my planning times. So I do my brain dump and I look at what's coming up in the week, what my responsibilities are. Are we going to be somewhere for homeschool that I'm losing 2 days this week? Like, how do I have to structure my week to get in the stuff that I need to get done? And what is most important? So I think the combination of having a planning system that works for me and having that dedicated time every week that I brain dump, get everything out of my head, which lowers the anxiety level, lets me plow right in when I sit down to work.
Yeah. I feel like that's super important because, if you don't prioritize it, it's like, you can't figure out where to start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So much wasted time.
Yeah.
And
like,
that anxiety, I think that we as women carry a lot of anxiety. We have a large mental load. And so if we don't intentionally get some of that worked down, then it's hard. We can't be our best creative selves. We can't
yeah.
do our best work. For me, it's like as soon as my anxiety level rises, I can't write. I can't
Mhm.
write good blog posts or be creative to create a digital product when my anxiety is skyrocketing.
Mhm.
So this whole productivity plan is about building the systems you need to be able to get to that place
Yeah.
where you can do your best work.
Yeah, for sure. How have you used that? So you talked about blog posts, right? And I know
Mm-hmm.
you're a great blogger. You are the blogging queen, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
How do you use that to elevate your online presence, blogging and making time for that? Is that like the one thing that you always make sure that you do? Is it a weekly thing that you do, or how often are you
I'm
blogging?
trying to get it to be 2 to 3 posts weekly.
Okay.
It's the core of my online business plan, because the places where content lives permanently are where people can find you and hear your stories and learn about you without knowing you yet. So that's how I want to convey who I am,
Mhm.
what I do, and how I can help.
Mhm.
And hopefully my warmth and my desire to encourage and my belief in building people up comes across that way, right? They can click through and read all kinds of different posts. Whereas social media, you could click through I'm not good at social media. So I think everybody has to decide what they're good at and what they love. I love building my blog. I don't necessarily love building an Instagram reel. So if social media is what lights you up, then you can build your content there. But
Mhm.
for me, blogging is the hub of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. It's, and I think that's such a great point. Like, we have this idea that we have to be good at all the things, that we have
Yeah,
to be good at Instagram and, I love TikTok, that we have to be in all the places. And I
right.
tell people, no, like I'm right now in the process. I shared yesterday, my alter ego is the one who is posting every day on LinkedIn because I'm trying to change my relationship with how I feel
Yeah,
about the platform, because I have a
right.
very love-hate relationship with it. And so alter ego steps in and says, go post on LinkedIn,
Hmm.
be professional for 5 fucking minutes, and
Right.
just go do the thing, because I love TikTok, but my clients aren't on TikTok,
Right. That's the other
right?
piece of the puzzle, right?
Right. I
You
just like
can't
being
be
there.
everywhere. You have to
Yeah.
pick what you're good at, and you
Yeah.
have to know where your people are.
Yes.
So I'm in my 50s. My people are on Facebook. So the most life-giving thing for me is to have a blog and a Facebook group, because
Yeah.
my Facebook group allows me to build those relationships.
Yes.
And so that has been sort of a magical system for me, but
Mhm.
it's so personal, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I think this is so important. This is so much more than just getting shit done. Like, it's
Right.
getting the right shit done. And it's honestly, like, it's
Life-giving in a
prioritizing.
life-giving way, right?
Yeah. Doing the things that bring you joy. And if you have to go, oh God, I have to do this, then
Right.
like, no, it's time
Yeah.
to decide that this is not working anymore. We need to
Yeah.
find a different way, because that just causes resentment,
Hmm. And
right?
that comes across in what you do.
Yes, it does.
So if I mean, I kind of believe this even with things like listing a digital product in an online marketplace. If
Mhm.
my intention behind that is stressed and
Mm.
yucky, then it's there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But if my intention is growth and joy and
Mhm.
that I loved making it and I love sharing it, then that comes across in every word and every picture, like everything you do. So yeah,
Yes.
we have to feel good about it. And sometimes that means saying no to good
Mhm.
things because we
Mhm.
only have limited time
Yeah,
and limited
exactly.
space.
Saying no means saying yes to something else, right?
Right, right. Totally.
When my daughter first started selling cars way back in the day, she was
Yeah.
like, "Mom, I can't, and I said, honey, um, people can smell the desperation. So instead
Hmm.
of having that scarcity mindset of, if I don't sell cars, I'm not going to get paid,
Yeah.
which is a very fear-based driven sales tactic, I said,
Hmm.
get rid of that, like, because you stink. And so we don't want to carry that with us into our business. That energy they were talking about, I think, is so important, that we have to carry that. Like, I love what I'm doing. If I don't
Yep,
love what I'm doing, then it's not
absolutely.
worth doing. It's not worth doing. So I love that. And I love that, how you kind of have taken that concept and applied it to homeschooling and running a business and being a mom and all of the things. I know you're like, if I don't love doing it, I ain't doing it.
Well, that part of that too came, I mean, it was my adult life I didn't have that my whole adult life. Part of
Mhm.
that is pretty recent because you
Yeah.
hit 50 and you realize I don't want to spend my time on things I don't want to spend my
Yeah.
time on
I think
anymore.
we all kind of, I feel like it's like late 30s, 40s, we start
You
going,
start to feel it.
what the hell
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah.
Right? Like, all of a
Totally.
sudden you're able to just go, no, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yep. Absolutely.
And everything changes, right? All of a sudden
Yeah.
you stop hating your body, because all of a sudden you're like, why have I wasted all this time hating myself?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
We just
Yeah.
decide, we just have this moment where, like, yeah, I'm done with that. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I wish they could get there quicker. I wish, as women,
I
we could
know.
get to that
I
place
know. I wish we could just
quicker.
download it to
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
and that my whole productivity system is kind of based from that place
Mm,
of like choosing what you're doing,
yeah.
loving what you're doing. And it's
Yeah.
not just a like, how much can you cram into the hour? It's like, how can I do this that I can do the most I can with the energy and life that I have?
Yeah.
So that it just feels good and feels
Mhm,
positive,
mhm,
because so much of what's out there productivity wise
mhm.
is sort of high level business mindset,
Hustle,
not
right?
yeah, yeah, bro
Yeah.
dudes, kind
Mm,
of, that's a lot of what's out there, right?
yeah.
So it's just a totally different thing to be a woman, a mom, a solopreneur in a corner like me, in the corner of my living room
Mhm,
doing a thing,
mhm,
right? With
mhm.
10 million other hats that we wear during the day.
Yep.
And that's a totally different productivity that you need to
Yeah.
wear to
Yeah.
do that.
Absolutely, girl. I feel it. Well, I am really, really excited to have you as part of our panel for the Productivity Habits and Get Shit Done panel on April
Thank
20th.
you.
Be sure, you guys, to come and check this out. This is going to be so, so, so amazing.
It
Trust
is.
me. Trust me. Thank you, Kim. I love you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Love you too. Thanks for the opportunity.
Of course. We'll see you guys later.